Tonight, a new era begins. We reveal the secrets of The Biggest Loser.
Shannan and I are going to show you our top 3 stretches.
Uncover the facts with the experts.
Diets are finished.
Hot tips for healthy eating.
This isn't weight loss food. This is healthy food.
Learn how to get the best from a 10-minute workout.
You can absolutely smash it up.
And Sharif, last season's most determined competitor, visits Masterclass.
Masterclass for us, as much as it is for the public, is about learning new skills and taking what we know here and making it work for us at home. So whether we're eliminated or not, you know that you're in good stead to lose weight in the future.
Hi everyone. Hi. Welcome to the very first Biggest Loser Masterclass. This is where you all take time out from the main game and focus solely on improving your life. One day, you'll all have to leave Camp Biggest Loser. And when you do, we want you to have the skills to stay on track for the rest of your lives. Now, we've got a lot to cover in this week's masterclass, and your minds and bodies are going to be a lot better for it. So, without further ado, I'll hand you over to your trainers, Shannan and Michelle.
Hi, gang. Welcome to Masterclass. I love this time of the week because it's an opportunity for us to really reflect back on the things that we've learnt. And we all know that the more lessons we learn, the more we can arm ourselves to fend for ourselves on the outside. Now, Lisa, you've got a bandage on your leg.
That's my torn calf muscle. But I only got a scratch and a big bruise from the commando. And I had to have a tetanus, which was worse than the scratch and the bruise.
Fair enough. So torn calf, we've got a few little niggles here and there, shin splints, hips. These are injuries that definitely can turn up when you're training as many hours as you guys are, but they can be relieved and in some instances almost stopped by doing a certain thing. And that certain thing is stretching. It's really underrated. I can't tell you how many times I see people go and do a training session or go and play sport. They don't warm up, they don't stretch, they don't cool down, they don't stretch at the end. And then they wonder why they've got injuries and niggles, and that actually stops them from continuing with their sport or with their training. So Shannan and I are going to show you our top 3 favourite stretches.
All right, my 3 favourite. Mate, I need you as my beautiful model today, please, Dave. It's your incredible athletic prowess and flexibility that's brought you up here today.
Yeah, thanks, Shannon.
Now, the first muscle we're going to stretch, a lot of impact is absorbed through your lower leg and a lot of work done to move your foot. So we need to loosen those muscles off too. So hands on the chair and just pushing that heel down to the ground. Take a nice deep breath, mate. And as you breathe out, I want you gently just to push that heel down to the ground and let that muscle relax. Breathing is incredibly important in your stretching. You need to relax. Breathe in. As you exhale, increase the intensity of the stretch. So that's a calf stretch. There's another little muscle down here called your soleus, which we need to release as well. And we do that from the same position. Just bend your knee forward, mate. Push down. Good. And again, just try and rock that heel down to the ground. And can you feel that drop down here?
Yep.
Now, the other reason that this is really important for girls that wear high heels all the time. Okay, if you're in high heels all the time, your calf is going to be shortened like that. You see how short that muscle is. When we're stretching your calf, we're lengthening that right out. Second stretch is your quadricep, which is a big muscle. Part of it starts way up here, believe it or not, and runs all the way down to your knee. The other parts of it start just on this side of the hip, so a big, strong muscle. 2 ways to stretch your quads. Lifting one leg up behind.
He says simply.
That's it. Nice and tall. He's got the leg up behind, his hips are nice and square. Just pull that in, mate. That's it. Now, Dave has had trouble with your knees, haven't you, mate?
Yep.
You've been doing a lot of quad stretching.
Yes.
Has it relieved it?
Yep, has.
So with some stretching, it's treated it, and it's a lot better than what it was, isn't it? Most miscellaneous knee pain can be treated by loosening the muscles around the knee joint, your quads, hamstrings, and calves. Who's had back pain? Oh, 100% now. So back pain is quite often caused not because of your back, but because of the muscles connecting to your hips. So we want to stretch your hip flexors, your glutes, your hamstrings, and your quads to allow those muscles to release your hips. But we also want to stretch your back. Hands out flat to start. Now I just want you to bring your legs up to 90 degrees. And all I want you to do, mate, breathe in, breathe out, and just lay those legs across till they hit the floor.
And relax.
And just relax. He's going to have to breathe through. Now this is going to be pulling enormously through Dave's back here. So breathe in, come up, and let's go across to the other side. As you breathe out, lower your legs down. Of course, that's level 1. Level 2, I'm going to take this leg out, Dave, straight. Bring this one up and across to the other side. So breathe in, breathe out as you come into it. And you can feel how much more that one increases the intensity without touching. So there's no need for me to be pushing and pulling Dave here yet. That's a stretch in itself. For him to increase the intensity now for himself as he gets used to that, it's as simple as just pulling that leg down.
How many times should you repeat each stretch, or should you only do it once?
It's good to repeat them probably about 3, even 4 times and hold them for about 30 seconds. Sometimes, though, I just hold mine for as long as I can.
Okay.
The important thing with stretching is to listen to your body. If you stretch it and it's still tight, re-stretch it.
Ultimately, the longer you stretch, the better off. Okay, so my first favourite stretch is hamstring stretch. Now, the hamstrings run from right underneath your glute all the way down the back of the leg and attached to just behind the knee. A tight hamstring is really common because we're sitting for long periods of time, and it can cause all sorts of issues with knees and also with backs. Now, I'm going to show you 2 levels using a chair. So first level, I would suggest for a beginner, put your leg up or your foot up onto a low-level bench or chair, bend the leg that you're standing on, and then push your hips back. Now, you'll notice that my back stays straight, and I place my hands on the bent leg, the supporting leg. I'm really trying to push my tailbone out and push my chest out as well. Now, the next level up, go a bit higher. Again, bend the leg that you're standing on, back stays straight as you tip forward. Oh, and I can feel that really working. Yes, Lisa, you got a question?
Would you progress to that stretch up higher when the lower stretch, you're not feeling it as much?
And I'd probably do a little bit of both, but if you're very tight in your hamstrings, you would struggle getting your leg up to this position. So it's just gradually taking yourself up to the levels. Now, since you've asked that question, I'm going to bring you out.
Oh, joy.
And get you to lay on your back. We're going to take one leg up. Perfect. Foot flexed and bend the knee slightly there. Great. Grab a hold of your leg. Now, if you're pretty tight through the hamstrings, grab a towel and lasso it around your leg and pull your leg in closer. So really feeling it right in the belly of the hamstring. Good girl. Thank you.
One really common mistake when you're doing your hamstring stretches too is people pull their toes up. If you pull your toes up, you're going to get more of the stretch in your calf. So don't grab hold of your toe.
All right, my last stretch is glutes. Come down onto your back, take one leg across and push the knee out. So now you're really starting to open up through the hip. This is stage 1. Stage 2, reach through behind the leg, hands come together and pull that leg in towards you. You're really trying to keep the knee out and bring the inside of the ankle towards your chest. Now, stage 3, if you want to go a little bit harder, reach in front of the knee. Lay back. Whoa.
This is a great one to do with your partner too, to just work in, and Michelle can relax her arms and stuff a little bit there and then concentrate on just releasing that muscle. And as she lets me know, I can push it in a little bit further, increasing the intensity.
So we're recommending that you do a good 5 to 10 minutes of stretching after every single training session. But we also recommend that you do between 2 and 3 times a week a dedicated stretch session.
But you know what? It doesn't all have to be in one hit. In day-to-day life, you can sit in your office chair or at your school desk or wherever you are and just do some simple stretches to open up your chest. Just simple things like that. Even when you're sitting in the car, you can stretch across your chest, you can stretch your triceps. Remember, hold your static stretches for a minimum of 30 seconds and try and repeat them at least 3 times a day each.
Stretching is ultimately going to save you from potential injury, help you recover from pre-existing injuries, and make your life so much easier.
After the break,
How many of you have been on a diet?
diets. Do they really work?
There's a few key messages here. One is no more diets.
Well, guys, as you all know, the main factor affecting your weight is diet. You simply can't control your weight without being mindful of what you eat. I think it's fair to say that the concept of going on a diet has gotten way out of control. There's so many diets out there: high-protein diets, low-carb diets, detox diets, meat-free diets. The list simply goes on. How can we make sense of all this, let alone find an eating regime we can actually live by? Well, that's exactly what Dr. Swan is here to talk about today.
Hi everyone, how are we all going?
Good.
So as Hayley said, we're going to talk about diet today. And there's a few key messages here. One is there is no amount of exercise that you will ever do that will compensate for the food that you put into your mouth. The other message I'm going to give you today is no more diets. You've got to regularize your eating. There is no magic diet. How many of you have been on a diet? What a surprise. 40, 50, 60% of the Australian public at any one moment are on a diet. No wonder they make a fortune out of it. So let's look at some of these diets that you've been taking, I'm sure. This is the high-protein diet, which tends to focus on lean meat. Here's the diet that says no carbs at all, or really get your carbs down to almost nothing, and you can eat protein and fat. And over there is the idea that a single food, like maybe grapefruit or another one, with unlimited meat and vegetables, that's going to be magical. Now look, Jana, come on, tell me what diets you've been on in your life.
Well, I've done the really high protein, low carb until I smelt of meat and protein.
Phil?
Yeah, Dr. Swan, a protein diet I was on for a long time. You know, I lost a fair bit of weight out of it, but in the end, I pretty much got sick of taking laxatives. I mean, I was on the can all the time, and I was
just waiting for that explosion to occur.
That's right, it was.
You know, you love bacon and eggs until you've had it for 2 weeks in a row every morning. I've counted points, I've counted units, you name it, I've done it.
And why did you go off the diets? Just unsustainable, or what?
Because it's not really educating you about the smarter way to eat. When you're out, you just kind of think, oh, I just won't worry about it now, and then those times become more and more regular. And certainly like the low calorie with the supplements and that's not something you could sustain.
How many of you feel that your diet's been inadequate and you've taken supplements of some kind? We've got the most expensive urine in the world in Australia, where we take in these supplements and we pee them out. There's a statistic here. People who take antioxidant vitamin supplements die sooner than people who don't. The antioxidant supplements are actually not good for you. So here's the message. Try and eat whole foods. What they've shown is that just about the healthiest diet around is what they call the Mediterranean diet. So what the Mediterranean diet is about is protein in the form of legumes. These are beans, lentils, and so on, and very little red meat. Fish is what they eat around the Mediterranean more so, and chicken and so on. And the fat that they take is olive oil, monounsaturated fat. That's the good kind of fat. Lots of vegetables, and actually not a lot of fruit. So how many of you have been drinking fruit juice a lot before you came on the program? So what do you know now about fruit juice?
Obviously, the fruit juice is not good for you. It's too much fructose, obviously, in the fruit juice.
That's one thing, but it's laden with calories. I mean, there's just so many calories in it because it's multiple pieces of fruit, whereas it's natural to just eat a whole fruit, and you're getting a lot from it, including fiber. So the issue here is the bundle of stuff. It's learning to cook like a Mediterranean. So if you were to take a red vegetable, what they've shown is that if you actually grill it, likely with olive oil, you release more potent antioxidants than you can get from any tablet.
Is the antioxidants still there and the same quantities if it's raw?
The answer is yes, but for some reason, they're not released. So in other words, they become more available to your body when it's cooked in olive oil. So in theory, they're there, but they don't seem to come together as well as when you cook them. And what research has shown is that people who stick closely to a Mediterranean diet, the way they cook it, the sorts of foods they eat, can live 6 years longer than people don't. And that's independent of body weight.
You mentioned the Mediterranean diet. What about the diet of Japanese people?
The Asian diet is actually quite a healthy diet, very healthy diet, in fact. And funnily enough, it's actually very similar to the Mediterranean diet, except the foods look different. So the true Asian diet has very little red meat in it, lots of fish. They do eat quite a lot of carb, that's true, but they eat a lot of vegetables as well and not a lot of fruit. So if you actually look at the components of the diet, they're very, very similar. But the key to successful eating in the long term is controlling portion size. How many of you know what a standard portion of pasta would be? Haley?
Is it the size of a fist?
It's the size of your fist.
I like that idea.
Now, you've got a big fist. Not allowed. You've got to go with a small one.
Damn.
Same for rice. So when you go to a Chinese restaurant and you have a portion of rice, that's 3-4 standard portions of carbohydrate that you're taking there. So you've got to kind of know that when you order something at a restaurant, you either order no rice or you ask for it separate in a small bowl. And you control your portions and you eat slowly.
I get the portion control situation and what you're trying to say to us, but when you come in a family, the 18 and 20-year-olds can eat like horses. You know, should we be saying portion control for all of us, or is it horses for courses as far as my 18 and 20-year-old are 80 kilos?
So the secret with adolescence is exercise. So you don't want to tell an adolescent girl to start going on a weight loss diet. You want to tell an adolescent girl to exercise more to start burning it. And then it's how you cook. So if what you're putting on the table are chips, lots of sweet things, then they're going to take a huge number of calories. You want what they call nutrient-dense, energy-poor foods on the table. So what they're wolfing down is lean meat, vegetables, don't put a lot of bread on the table, and certainly don't have really sweet desserts. That's a treat. A lot of the diet books say you must never be hungry. Hunger is normal, and you can imagine when you're feeling hungry, the fat's falling off you because you're actually in calorie deficit. You should learn hunger to be a good feeling.
Doctor, I have been told that if you don't have small meals right throughout the day, your metabolism slows down. Is that true?
It's more the other way around, that if you eat small amounts frequently, you burn more calories in the process of eating. But people have drifted away from that because they find that controlling your portions and controlling the amount you eat during the day is really hard when you're eating multiple times during the day. So most people have regularized to meals and snacks. The bigger thing about the dietary pattern through the day is that most of you, to get to the weight you've got, most of your calories have been after dark. That's the dietary pattern of people who put on too much weight. You know, working hard during the day and you tend not to eat, and then you're starving when you get home. And that's really the importance of breakfast and snacks, so that when you hit your evening meal, you're not starving hungry, so you'll eat anything.
So, Doctor, would it be fair to say that eating healthily and forgetting the diets is the way to go, and not denying yourself the things that you love?
Correct. So no more dieting. You get away from here, diets are finished. You think about your total diet. Try and eat like a Mediterranean or try and eat like a Japanese. It's about how you cook, it's about whole foods. Don't think that one little bit of the diet is going to solve you, the carrot diet, the broccoli diet. Forget all that, you can't sustain it. It's the total package of stuff, and it's how you eat as well, slowly with your family and friends. So, thank you, Haley.
Great, thank you, Dr. Swan.
After the break, Janella cooks the best recipes for a Mediterranean feast.
This isn't weight loss food. This is healthy food. Hello everyone and welcome to the Masterclass kitchen. So, as you've just heard from Dr. Swan, we can learn a lot about healthy eating from the Mediterranean diet. So what do you all think of when you think of this type of food?
Veggies, like lots of tomato-based things, light oil.
Yeah, absolutely. So lots of vegetables, some fish, lots of herbs. So today I'm going to make a salad. So I guess when most of you think of a salad, you think of a healthy weight loss option. Do you think of any salads that are really heavy in calories?
I think probably the biggest would be a Caesar, which is the one that I would usually choose as a healthy option.
You're so right. What I've got here is a chicken Caesar salad.
Stay back, stay back.
Yeah, stay back. I'm going to get Elise to come up, because I want you to guess how many calories are in this. So have a look at each layer in there.
So there's about 2 eggs.
Yep. How many calories?
166.
Yep.
And then there's the croutons, but they've probably been like fried in oil.
You're good. So what do you think?
Ooh, 300?
Yeah, 100. Chicken?
About 120 grams.
150.
Yeah.
So it's 186 calories in there.
Yep.
2 rashers of bacon.
Oh, I don't know anything about bacon. I don't eat it.
And I never will again.
No.
There's about 100 calories in that. So you've got 860 calories in there. And besides the calories, there's lots of saturated fat from the dressing and from the cheese that we just don't want. So we don't need Parmesan cheese. We don't need bacon. We don't need all that dressing on there. The lettuce is great, and there's 14 calories in the lettuce, so you can have more of that. So we're going to make a healthy alternative to this, which has 360 calories, which is more our cup of tea, really, and it's a chicken and chickpea salad. So to go along with the Mediterranean theme of legumes, and this has got no saturated fat in it, and we're all going to love this. So nice lean chicken breast. So I'm going to get that on in a minute, but I'm going to get you to do some chopping. So we've got a cup of mixed lettuce, we've got 4 snow peas, about 14 calories, half a cup of chickpeas, about 99 calories, 1 cucumber, tomato, some onion, lime, and parsley. So there's not a whole lot in this, but it's going to be very, very yummy. So we're just going to throw everything together in the bowl. So when you make a salad at home, what do you guys make?
Don't eat salads.
Have you ever made a salad?
No.
Wow, this is exciting. I should have got you up. Really? Nice. Okay, snow peas. So what you do with your snow peas is you take the top off and you take your string off. So if you don't do that, you get stringy bits when you eat it.
Do you want it smaller than that?
That's perfect. Throw them on in. Do you want to do the tomato or the snow peas?
Snow peas don't like tomato.
That's right. You like tomato. You don't like mushrooms either.
No.
Slice them long ways. Beautiful. Lovely. So what we have in here is tomato, cucumber, red onion and lettuce. That's just your salad, really. So now we're going to add the fancy bits in. So do you want to pass me the chickpeas, please, Elise? Thank you. So you can get these dried and soak them overnight and cook them with lots of water and no salt. If you add salt to beans before they're soft, they'll never get soft. They'll stay hard. So just cook them and taste them. It'll take, maybe 40 minutes if you soak them overnight. So the chicken's gone in the pan. I sprayed it with a tiny bit of olive oil. You can grill it as well. You don't have to use chicken if you're a veggie. You can use chickpeas by itself.
Could you supplement the chickpeas for anything else?
See, the chickpeas is the whole point because it's Mediterranean, and the chickpeas are so high in fibre and really high in protein, and it's a really good habit to get into to eat legumes like azuki beans and bolotti beans and kidney beans and lentils because they're great for the environment, low fat, high protein.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but did you ask about the chickpeas because of the carbohydrate factor?
Yes, and also the taste.
Okay, well, as far as the carbohydrates, I think legumes or chickpeas are around about 25% carbohydrates, so it is relatively high, but they're great as far as low GI energy, which, if you're going to have a smashing big training session that afternoon, it'll give you a little bit of a kick if you haven't had enough carbs perhaps in the morning.
Okay, let's see what's going on with that chicken here. Elise and I are going to shred the chicken up. With our fingers, you can chop it up into cubes. It's nice and moist. Woo.
So Janella, that looks like a pretty big salad. Is that a portion size that you would recommend for one person?
Yeah.
So the total calories in that would be?
360. 100 of the calories are coming from the chickpeas, and then almost 200 from the chicken, and then you've just got lettuce really in there. Bit of lime for our dressing. So half a lime, teaspoon of white wine vinegar, and toss. Simple. What do you think about that, Mr. Non-salad maker?
Yeah, looks good.
You could do that? You'd make that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Now.
So pile him on up. That is just a beautiful salad, beautiful and healthy salad for anybody. This isn't weight loss food. This is healthy food. But don't think of it like you're on a diet. Think of it like you're eating well. There's no salt in that. There we go. We've got 360 calories and we're pretty happy about that. Okay, Elise, taste. And this is the fussy girl too, who wouldn't eat my mushroom the other day.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful, isn't it?
That goes really well, the chickpea with the chicken.
Thanks for your help.
Thank you.
Don't make me come and get you.
Good luck.
It's true. He's like that big. Who else has never tried a chickpea before?
Is baked beans the same thing, Janelle?
They're navy beans, but they're still a legume. Yeah.
But then.
We'll go chicken. 'Cause I'm not that taste.
You're not leaving here until you taste the chickpea. Come on. Do. It's not going to bite you. It's just going to make you feel good. It's not
Pretty good.
offensive.
I like that.
That's the alternative to a chicken Caesar salad. There's about a third of the amount of calories in there, and that's not going to make you feel like a chicken Caesar will. You're going to feel great. And that's just not for weight loss, remember. This is for maintenance. So that's the start of our Mediterranean diet. Let's go to the next thing.
Coming up, tips for healthy snacks.
It's a donut without the donut.
Janella's best Aussie barbecue.
That dish has almost a quarter of the calories of your big steak barbie.
And later, an inspirational visit from Sharif, one of last year's finalists.
There's one thing that lots of overweight people have in common, and that's grazing. And I think that's because we eat a lot of sugar and then our blood sugar crashes and then we need more and more sugar. There's so many snacks available and not many of them are really good for us, are they? Phil, what did you used to eat?
Those cheese and cracker dip things. I used to pack them for lunch every day, pretty much.
So I'm going to show you what you used to eat. Does that look familiar?
Yeah.
Hello, old friend.
Yum.
No, not yum. Not yum. Yucky.
Could brush my teeth with it.
That's not even coming home with you anymore. So French onion dip and some really fatty, refined carbohydrate, full of sodium and trans fatty acid bickies. So we've got at least 300 calories there. 100 calories in the crackers and 200 calories in the French onion dip. There's no fibre in there and it's empty calories. So this is the sort of food that you eat a lot of and you get lots of calories, but you're still hungry. So you just have to keep eating, which is why you were grazing all the time, because you were never satisfied. If you eat whole food, like the legumes and chicken and vegetables and fruit, you're satisfied with much less of it. So let's make a healthy alternative that you're going to eat for the rest of your life and enjoy it as well. So Joe, up you come. Everybody, we're going to make a sweet yogurt with some fruit and some yummy bits on top. So we have got 4 strawberries, which I'm going to get you to just take the green bits off and cut in half. And a pear. I'm going to use half a pear. Yum. I'm not using a whole pear because we're going to use the strawberries as well. When you take the green bits off, I'm just going to show you, instead of wasting, that's good calories you want to eat there. So when you take the green off, just lift it off. So you've got all of that in there. If there's any yucky bits, just get them out too. So you do that one.
All right.
And then, oh, good. See? And here. It's not even going to let me feed him.
I've grown up.
So do you want to put those strawberries around the edge? Make them all pretty.
Okay.
because you start to digest with your eyes and you go, oh, yum. Okay, now with the pear, I'm just going to keep him chunky. Okay, like so. There's a half a cup low-fat yogurt in there. Who knows how many calories are in that?
About 50, you'd say?
Yeah, depending on the brand, between 50 and 70. Spoon.
Spoon.
Yogurt. In the middle.
On top of it all?
Yeah, just in the middle nicely. Oh, look at him, how creative he is. Perfect.
Not just a pretty face.
No, I never thought you were. I know the honey's a little treat, but 22 calories for a teaspoon, and I'm using half. Drizzle. And the cinnamon, little pinch. You want to smell? It smells... Have you smelled that before? What does it smell like?
Donuts.
Exactly, it smells like donuts, doesn't it? Now he smiles. And some mint. So, this is a lovely alternative to a snack food at less than 150 calories. And that's where you want to keep your maximum calorie count to when you have a snack. Taste. How cute is that? See, that's how I like to do it, layer it.
Yeah, it's good. You can taste the cinnamon.
See, they're the little tricks that haven't got many calories when you use spices and herbs, lemon and lime, just to add all those different complexities to it.
It's a donut without the donut.
Okay, fill. Chew.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yummy.
Even I think I could make that. Yeah.
Chop, chop, pour, drizzle.
Yeah, that's right.
Say it again.
Chop, chop, pour, drizzle.
That's it. That's your new mantra. Okay, snacks under 150 calories. So let's go on to dinner. I'm suspecting that most of you like a good Aussie barbie.
Yes.
Shannan, what would be on your typical barbecue plate?
Steak, chicken on skewers, a big massive bowl of potato salad that my fiancée makes. It's so good. If you tried it, I reckon I could convert you. Pork spare ribs as well on the barbecue. That was...
I guess what I have under here has been the downfall of most of you.
Oh.
Steak, baked potatoes, sour cream, corn on the cob slathered with butter, garlic bread, coleslaw, and the good old Aussie tomato sauce. So I'm going to get Chris to come on up and have a poke around and guess at the calories for me.
I'd probably say 1,200.
Bravo. It's almost exactly 1,200 calories. So the calories in that meat, it's 280 grams, and we've got 560 calories. Who used to eat the kilo of steak? They're laughing about it now. So I'm going to make a Mediterranean-style version that has about 350 calories.
After the break, find out what Janella has in mind for that healthy barbecue.
Smell.
And later...
That person didn't live. That guy's dead.
So let's go on to dinner. I'm going to make a Mediterranean-style fish and grilled vegetables that has about 350 calories. First of all, we're going to slice some vegetables up. So, do you want to pass me the capsicum and the eggplant and the zucchini? So cut half of that for me and then take the seeds out. These are nice Mediterranean-style veggies, but you can use whatever you like, but this is going to be yummy. Zucchini, we're going to use a whole zucchini. So the capsicum, we know, if it's red, it's going to have lots of good antioxidants in it. So any red, green, yellow or blue vegetables are really high in vitamin A, which is great for your skin and great for your immune system. Okay, so I want you to chop that in half and then in thirds. They're pretty big, aren't they? It's a big capsicum. Good. It's pretty handy with a knife, isn't it? So I'm going to use the spray olive oil just a little bit onto a really hot griddle. About a teaspoon, 15 calories-ish.
So this is something that works so well at a barbecue. You know, most people are throwing down sausages and, you know, steaks and chops, where, you know, think about putting vegetables on the barbecue. It can make a meal taste really nice.
Okay, eggplant.
Ugh.
Who went ugh?
Me.
You're so tasty.
Ugh.
Okay, about 1/2 centimetre thin, without cutting your hands off. Notice how I didn't ask you to do that? So we've got 1/2 an eggplant on there. You can start doing a manly barbecue thing. Because we don't want them black, we don't want char grilled. We just want cooked. What I'm going to put on that is a little bit of dukkha. Now, this is a Mediterranean spice blend, and it's dried oregano and some sesame seeds and a little bit of sea salt. I'm going to put a teaspoon on now and a little bit more on in a little bit.
Would that have any calories in it, the dukkha?
I'm going to use a tablespoon and it will be about 40 calories. But it will add so much flavour to it, it'll be lovely. Asparagus. And I'm going to cut those through the middle so they don't take so long to cook.
Yeah, now I'm used to cooking meat, so when do you know when veggies are ready?
When they start to soften, and you could pierce them with your knife, like so, they're nearly ready. I'm going to take the zucchinis off. And we are going to bake some fish. Nice piece of barramundi.
Can we please make sure Chris gets to try the barramundi?
He's already whispered in my ear, I'm not trying the fish. And I went, well, now you are, after you said that. Tin foil to wrap the fish up with. In an oven, you can use wax paper or tin foil. On a barbie, use the tin foil. So lemon, and because I'm not putting any oil on it, I don't want the fish to stick to the tin foil. So I'm going to use a few lemon slices on the bottom just to lift the fish up a little bit.
Will that make the fish like really lemony?
The flavour of the lemon will come up, but I'm also going to squeeze some lemon over it as well because I'm not putting any salt in it. So I want the lemon to bring the flavour of the fish out. Some thyme, and I'm just going to put a couple of sprigs in just like that. And I've got some olives. Ooh. This is amazing for you. Omega-9s for your skin, for your brain, for your heart. They're 9 calories each. You need to learn to like them. And we're going to pepper it. I'm using a vegetable peeler and I'm getting some lemon rind. Nice big, sexy, fat piece over the top. And to fold this up, you don't want to lose any steam. So we're going to fold it like that, around. And then the ends the same way. Fish parcel into the oven, 200, 10 minutes.
How long would you cook that fish for if you're doing it on the barbecue?
7 minutes. Remember though, because it's in a parcel, it will continue to cook after you've taken it off the heat because the heat's all in there. So if you're not ready for your visitors to start eating or for you, take it off a little bit undercooked and it will be ready by the time you're ready. Grab 1 clove of that garlic there. If you put the garlic on the veggies on the grill, it'll burn. So you can put it in later. So, and it's at 4 calories a clove, we like it. So I'm just going to put half in there and can you give that a gentle toss for me? And I only put a little bit of that dukkha before, so I'm going to put the rest in now. Yum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to take that eggplant out. Do you want to roll with me?
Janella, is there anything else you can use besides dukkha?
Oh, you could use anything, like thyme, parsley, mint, basil. You can get really nice blends of spices, you know, on the big spice racks? Okay, so there are eggplants. Then I'm going to put some capsicum, zucchini. Those beautiful colours. Isn't it lovely? Then we've got the asparagus on the bottom and all that nice garlic. Let's check the barramundi. It's been in there for about 6 minutes. Okay.
I can imagine my mum at home going, yeah, he's about to eat fish.
Oh. What would she say?
Yay, he's about to eat fish.
So, there is our lovely Mediterranean, 365 calories, very limited saturated fat, high antioxidant meal that Chris is about to taste. That dish has almost a quarter of the calories of your big steak barbie.
Cucumber's awesome.
The capsicum?
Capsicum, yeah, that thing.
Right.
Jenny, do you want to try some?
Yes.
Do you like fish normally?
I love fish.
Jenny likes fish, so this should be an easy sell. Very good.
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
So he likes it. Do you want to taste any vegetables?
Thanks. Excellent.
So to sum up, the things you need to remember about a healthy Mediterranean diet are eat lots of vegetables, cut down your red meat, eat legumes 3 to 4 times a week, especially once you're home. A little bit of olive oil, not too much, and plenty of green leafy vegetables. So easy food and really healthy for you.
Coming up, Sharif reveals how he left his old life behind.
I know what it means to truly be happy, rather than pretending to be happy.
And in Masterclass Challenge,
Let's see what you're made of now when it gets really tough.
the perfect 10-minute workout for the time poor.
In 10 minutes, you can absolutely smash it up.
Now, one of the most common threads I've picked up since coming on Biggest Loser is that most of you have put your lives on hold due to your weight. Is that a fair comment?
Yes.
So it breaks my heart as a trainer, the fact that you're all living, breathing human beings and you've taken yourselves out of the game of life. Life's just passing you by because you only get one go at it. And if you waste a day, that day's gone. What we want to be able to do is arm you with the tools you need to get back into the game of life and to stop living behind the excuses that you all think have allowed you to be invisible. One of the most amazing transformations we've ever had here happened last year. And it was a big guy, and he came to me one day in training and said, Shannan, I want to understand what it means to be tough. From that day on, he's just grown and grown and grown. And a year down the track, he's one of the best success stories we've ever had here. Guys, I'd like to introduce you to the 3rd place getter in the last series of Biggest Loser, Sharif. Like what I've done with the place? You look fantastic. Obviously, you're decked out in your personal training gear.
Yeah.
So 12 months down the track.
Yeah.
How is life different for Sharif now?
I'm free to do whatever I want, and that was one of the greatest things that I realised is that I was truly free. I know what it means to truly be happy, rather than pretending to be happy. I know what it means to basically do whatever the hell I want.
You came here to the Biggest Loser 12 months ago, weighing about 178.3 kilos. Let's have a look at what the man looked like who came to the Biggest Loser.
I thought I'd be over the emotion of it.
Who is that man?
It's not me. That person didn't live. That person led a life that he thought was a life, but it was actually an existence. There's a difference between existing and living. Living is when you actually get out and do stuff. Living is when you actually have valuable things in your life, where you make a difference not only to yourself, but to other people.
With your journey, you obviously look amazing now and you're fit and healthy and on this right path, but is it hard for you to let go of that old guy?
That guy's dead.
Is it?
12 months ago, I was standing exactly where you guys are standing now. And at that point, I'd still had doubts in my mind. I was still battling the voices of self-doubt in my head. And I had an experience where I actually got broken in a training session. And when you get broken, that's when you strip back to your bare emotions, the raw feelings, the raw thoughts that you have about yourself and about life in general. And it was a training session with the commando. And I got to the point where I thought, I can't do it. And I actually cried.
Do you believe in yourself? Why not? Mate, look at me. Mate, do you think I would spend the time that I've spent with you if I thought you were that? Huh? I don't think anybody's a failure. They just give up on themselves. Too easy.
So the question you need to ask yourselves is, when this is all over, do I want to be that person that gives up again? Or do I want to be the person that continues to strive forward, that sets new goals?
Sharif, what have you learned about yourself?
I'm strong. I'm not scared anymore.
Have you learned what it takes to be tough?
I have learned what it takes to be tough.
Are you now tough?
I'm tough.
Bloody oath you are. Then the penny dropped, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, one of the points for me was getting to halfway on my goal weight. So once I got just 100 grams over halfway, I realised that I was further from the start than I was to the end. And it made it so much easier to leave that person behind because I knew that I was closer to the real me and the new me. And that's what you're on the journey. You're on the journey to find the real you.
I thought my biggest struggle coming here was going to be physical. I thought I was fine mentally, and I suppose my question would have to be, what is the best way to not go back a step and then start the excuses again? Because I found that my journey with Shannan so far has been like a roller coaster.
I'll pose this question to you guys. You've got 1 foot in your old life, 1 foot in your new life. If what you were doing in that old life was working, why are you here? Did your old life work for you at all in any way, shape or form? You can't live your life focusing on the 10% that's good. You can't ignore the 90% that's bad and live for that 10% that's good. You want 100% that's good. Yeah? You want to ditch the bad stuff. Think about it this way. The 3 months that you spend away from your family, is it worth having those 3 months away from them to give you an extra 20 years?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah? Are your kids going to be bitching and moaning at you about being away for 3 months when you're able to go to their 21st, when you're able to go to their wedding, when you're able to see their firstborn? Not for a minute. And that's the thing, is that was one of the changes I made. I realised 3 months here will give me an extra 20 years of my life. Shannan and Michelle will give you the world. You've got all the tools at your fingertips. You've got plenty of time here to learn everything that you need to learn. The critical ingredient to go with that is your responsibility, the choices that you make.
Mate, it's been wonderful having you here. Parting words?
My advice to you all is don't worry about next week. Don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Worry about what you need to do to achieve your goals, to achieve what you want to achieve. And don't wait for success to come to you. It's waiting for you to find it.
So, mate, fantastic result. Congratulations on your life.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm really proud of you, mate, and thank you so much for coming back today.
Today is a Masterclass challenge, and it's a real opportunity for the contestants to show us how much they've learnt about training.
Hi everyone. Hi. Welcome to this week's Masterclass challenge. Today, we're going to get physical. Many people say they are time poor. They claim it's hard to find the time to exercise, that they'd be hard-pressed to even fit half an hour of exercise into their busy schedules. So, if you're really pressed for time, you want to get the most out of your exercise. So the question is, which is the best calorie-burning exercise? Well, that's exactly what you're going to find out in today's Masterclass challenge. You'll see that we've set up 8 training stations. There's bikes, treadmills, rowing machines, boxing gear, the lot. In a moment, each couple is going to draw out of a bag an exercise station. You and your partner will then have 10 minutes to burn as many calories as you can at your station. While you're exercising, you'll be wearing your Garmin heart rate watches. After the 10 minutes, we'll take a reading from your watch of the total calories burnt. The couple that has completed the most effective workout will be declared this week's Masterclass champions. To get you underway, I'll hand you over to Shannan and Michelle.
Okie doke, if you can come forward and select your piece of equipment, please. Start with the girls over here.
Make it good.
Punching bag.
Okay, punching bag and boxing mitts. Oh, the budget basement steps. Mat area.
Yeah, exciting.
Now, just so everybody's clear, Jeff will not be able to compete due to his medical conditions. But, mate, you've always been the coach, so you might still have some good strategies, and I think you'll be good for some motivation as well.
No problem. Treadmill.
Oh.
You'll love that big fella, won't you? Hey? How's that, sunshine?
Oh, yeah.
Cross trainers. Anything but rowing.
Anything but what? Phoebe and Jenny have the rowing machines.
Yeah, spin bike combo.
So Shannan and Chris have drawn the spin bike combo.
Free weights.
Okay, so Rick and Joe, the last people to choose, have picked the free weights. Remember, today's Masterclass challenge is all about determining the most effective workout you can with the equipment you've been given.
Remember, you're going to have to think laterally. So if you're standing there thinking, I've been given an exercise that's really not going to burn a lot of calories, think again. Go back to those training sessions. What did we do to spike your heart rate, maybe in between each of the repetitions that you were doing? Think back to those training sessions because that's where you'll find the answer. You'll have a couple of minutes to get warm and then the challenge will begin.
Guys, please get your heart rate monitors ready. Your time starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time on, go. Guys, please get your heart rate monitors ready. Your time starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time on, go.
Go, gang, go. 10 minutes.
We want to see the most effective workout.
We've had workouts that have gone for over an hour. In 10 minutes, you can absolutely smash it up.
We had to come up with a strategy on our piece of equipment as to how we thought we could burn the most calories.
And sprint.
Our strategy was to do 30-second sprints and 30 seconds just steady.
And pace.
That's what we've done in training, so that's what we did.
So it's just all about intensity, isn't it?
Absolutely. And if I was using free equipment, I would be injecting lots of plyometric jumps, plyometric lunges, frog jumps, things that are really going to spike my heart rate up.
The higher the heart rate, the more calories you burn.
2, 1, up.
Come on, Wayno, let's go. One more, come on, no knees, no knees.
I used the medicine balls, and virtually what I decided to do was shuttle run. And through the shuttle runs, then I would stop at about every 20, and then I would do 20 sit-ups. That was the only way I could see myself burning calories really, really quickly.
And I reckon you both go heavier weights than those.
Oh, good heart rate. Mishy, 171 heart rate over here.
171? Oh, Caitlin.
Mate, it's good to see the girls over here on the boxing doing upper and lower body workout at the same time. So they're pushing the blood up into their arms.
And then back down
and then
into
kicking.
legs.
So the heart has to work twice as hard. Very smart. And look at that kicking too. Good girl.
Go, Dana. Go crazy on that bag, girlfriend.
Guys, there's 2 minutes down. You now have 8 minutes left. 2 minutes gone. Let's pump it up.
Elise and I had mixed it up a little bit to save boredom and also to work different areas of our body. We sort of started to run around on things and then we did like this little clapping game and things just to make it a bit more fun.
171, Chris, good. Shannon, 155. Mish.
Yeah, mate.
The boys over here, 156 and 159 doing free weights. So not only are they getting the cardio benefit,
but they're also getting strength training benefit.
Muscle tone, and the calories are going to be burning for hours after they're finished.
Yeah.
Spin your arms.
No.
We are now halfway through. You're into the second half of today's Masterclass challenge. Let's see what you're made of now when it gets really tough. 180 heart rate still.
Beautiful.
She's moving, girl.
Gang,
Caitlin, fantastic.
At one point or another, you need to be spiking your heart rate up around the 160.
After 5 minutes on that treadmill, I was really puffing and struggling. I had a quick look at my heart rate monitor and it was pushing sort of 150, 160, which is fairly high, particularly for walking on a treadmill. It was pretty hard and I was feeling it.
Look at this, Shani.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all the ones they hate when we train them, that when you got a chance to do it by yourselves, you do it.
Go, fellas, that's great. So they've gone from upper body strength training to cardio over the fence jumps, straight into lower body strength training, but with a cardio component because it's a really high step.
Absolutely.
This is smart training.
Guys, there is 2 minutes to go. Who's done the most with what they've got? Who's going to be crowned this week's Masterclass Challenge champion?
Go, Dana. Kick it, girl. Whoever you want. So as long as it's not me.
It's not.
Dig deep and let's finish it off. There's 1 minute to go.
1 minute.
It's time to go freaking nuts.
Sprint. 20 seconds. As hard as you can. Everything you've got.
8, 7, 6, lift. 5,
Go, fellas.
4, 3, 2. Over there.
Stop your watches.
Stop your watches, please.
Coming up,
Go.
top tips on how to burn more calories
Keep going, no rest. You don't want your boat to sink on you.
and get the best results.
Practice, otherwise you will end up as treadmill roadkill.
And find out who wins the Masterclass Challenge.
In first place, well done, you guys. We saw some great training, and we also saw some clever training.
You've got to remember that this style of training we're doing today is for people that are time poor. Haven't got all day, but we want to show you a really effective way to train in 10 minutes.
The interesting thing too is when you go to the gym, sometimes you can't get on the treadmill, sometimes you can't get on the cross trainers. So what are you going to do? We were able to see today, you can do a lot just with a step or some free weights. Now, with regards to the treadmill runners, Dave's got an injury, he can't run. So very cleverly, he kept it on a walking pace, but increased the incline. So the incline comes up, and so does the heart rate, which is great. Phil, on the other hand, is able to run, and you were running at a really nice, steady pace, which is what I would definitely recommend if you had more time. But if you only got 10 minutes, then there's another way that we could have got more out of you. And how we would do that is with one of my favourite types of training, intervals, sprints. The most important thing with this particular type of training is to practice the on and off. Otherwise, you will end up as treadmill roadkill. So we're going to practice putting your hands onto the rails and jumping your feet out onto the sideboards. Great. So that's off. Now I want you to practice going on. Great. So what I'm going to have Phil doing is 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Here comes.
Bloody hell.
12. Chest up, shoulders back.
Oh.
Now he's getting more bang for his buck. So when you do your 30 seconds, it's your absolute fastest speed you've got. All right, jump in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's off.
What did he get?
We're going to go 12 and a half.
Suck it up, Phil.
Lower yourself on, start running, keep your hands there until you know you've got it, and then off you go. Go, mate. Yay! You've got 10 seconds to go. 10, 9, 8,
That's better.
7, 6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey! Give me some love.
Thanks, Michelle.
Yay! So in 10 minutes, if you did 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, you'd get 10 sprints done. And let me tell you, we would end up burning way more calories than if you were just doing a steady jog. But make sure to practice the on and off. No roadkill.
That's exactly right.
Well done.
Good boy, buddy.
So timed intervals is one way to break up your training, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. The other girls who were going steady state was Phoebe and Jenny. So on the rower, I want to show you a different method that you can use to get your heart rate up. What we're going to do, Phoebes, this time is row intervals.
Right.
Your first interval, I want you to row 100 metres.
Right.
Okay? Ready, set, go. So we're going for 100 metres the first one. So this is a distance interval. Now, Phoebes, slow your strokes down, reach further and more power on the rower. That's it, more power. Right, that looks a bit better. Come on, as quick as you can. Okay, now go slowly, that's it. So that took you 34 seconds to do that. Go slowly, keep going, no rest. No rest, we're still making the most of our time, you're still cruising. You don't want your boat to sink on you.
Okay.
This time,
Yeah.
we're going for a 150-metre sprint. Go. So we're going distance, go. Good. The intervals Michelle did were timed intervals. These ones are distance intervals. So she's now rowing for a distance. So we did 100, 150, 200, 250 metres we're going to do. Good. Here you go. Okay, now just recover. All right, which one were you working harder in? What was that? Okay, you guys can now see the difference when you've got a narrow window of opportunity to train. You can come in and still get a most effective workout done in a limited time. Okay.
This challenge was a great demonstration of how much you can do in 10 minutes. And I think everyone can find 10 minutes in their day, you know, and potentially a couple of times a day. So if you do it 3 times in a day, you've done 30 minutes of high intensity exercise.
So what we did was we took the calories that you burnt, combined them with your partner, and that was your grand total for the 10 minutes.
Now, Michelle and I are both totally aware that the bigger you are, the more calories you're going to burn. So Michelle and I took that into account when we judged the overall winner today. Coming in at position number 8, Phoebe and Jenny on the rowing machine with a combined total of 176 calories. We now know that you could have got a lot more from the rower if we had have treated it differently. In 7th place, on the cross trainers, were Lisa and Jana with 186 calories.
Elise and Tennille were next on the steps with 226 calories in total.
Now, both Michelle and I thought what you did was really clever. You only had 2 steps to work with, but you kept your heart rates up the whole time.
Next was Dana and Caitlin with 248 calories burnt on the boxing. You were working upper body and lower body, so it was really smart. Good training.
Now, Wayne, over with the mats and the medicine balls, you burnt 130 calories because Jeff wasn't in the competition, mate. We just timed yours by 2.
That's fair.
So you came in at 260 calories. Coming in at 3rd place on the bikes was Shannan and Chris with a combined calorie expenditure of 297.
That is in 10 minutes. That's good. 2nd place was Dave and Phil on the treadmill, and pretty good going considering all you could do was walk. 308 calories in 10 minutes. We know now, we probably could have got more out of you, Phil. Yeah. All right, in 1st place, Rick and Joe with the free weights of 461 calories.
Now remember, our criteria today was making the most effective workout with the equipment you were given. Traditionally, people see weight training as just a standard, lift a couple of weights, put it back, have a talk to your mates, and start again. The boys did continuous supersets of total body exercises that pushed their heart rates through the roof while we were training, but not only that, you're going to kickstart your metabolism training like that for anywhere up to 18 to 24 hours after you finish training. So you guys are going to continue burning calories.
Rick and Joe, congratulations. You are today's champions. And in saying that, you are now the proud owners of the Masterclass Champions Shield. Would you like to come up with
It's always good to win something, and it's great when you get to claim the shield. I'm pretty happy, and hopefully I can win it a few more times yet.
Well done, Rick and Joe. You might just have a career in personal training if you keep that up. I hope you've all enjoyed today's masterclass. More importantly, I hope you got a lot out of it. Because giving you the ideas and the inspiration to live well beyond Camp Biggest Loser is what Masterclass is all about. And with Masterclass done for another week, the competition is now officially back on. You've got last chance training coming up and then the all-important weigh-in. Good luck everyone, and I'll see you soon.